ready to go. You know what? I think I need a little coffee first. Gosh, I love that coffee. Glenn, he always drinks his coffee. That's when Bob's not bugging him. But anyhow, here's the thing. What we've got going on is a tribute. When I started going to the 50s weekend down in New Jersey called Lead East, we bumped into a guy that lived the 50s. His name was Joe Carlo, and he got dubbed the Fonz, and he was the real Fonz. And because his work was so radical, he chopped tops, he did things, they were crude, they were 50s, and they were just the part of the era that was the part that everybody loved about the 50s. It was fun, it was the music, it was the doo-wop, the rockabilly, all the great stuff that had the teenagers in the 50s just rocking and rolling. And this is why I wanted to do this tribute to Joe Carlo, because when he passed away, it was a big loss for the Lead East Car Show. The Lead East Car Show is every Labor Day weekend, and it's usually a 4-day weekend. And it brings in cars from all over the country, and it brings in doo-wop music. It's just a great, fun time. Sadly, our age group is winding down, and that's frustrating for me to see our age group not having that youthful enthusiasm we used to have. But we try really hard to keep that 50s alive, and that's what this tribute is all about. Well, this starts a slideshow. This is a model that I built in a tribute to Joe, and it was the car that originally I saw. Joe started out with a very mild custom, and through the years he just became more ingrained in the culture and everything that was the 50s. And he had this beautiful Mercury, had pinstriping on it, and it was taken to a lot of different car shows, and it went through a lot of different changes. He worked at his home. Sometimes he even worked in the winter. There's a video out there of the car being worked on in the wintertime that was produced, and it's quite an interesting video if you can find it. But the car did make quite a few different changes over the time that he had it. He made modifications that just improved it to make it look more and more like the 50s work. And he just never held back on what he wanted to do. It was really important for him. And in process, he added the side pipes, he added the flamethrowers. This is the way that the car looked when I first met him. It was just a lot of Bondo, a lot of different thought, and just crazy custom work. And he became dubbed as the Fonz, and he was a big part of Lead East. He would come every year, and everybody just loved the car and all the improvements that he continued to make. And I started my tribute to Lead East by building a diorama. We had an old Chrysler ambulance that I used to take to the show, and we set this whole diorama up in the back of the old ambulance. And it was all the different cars from Lead East. And this is the model I did of Fonz. It was a lot of work to really reconstruct the custom part that he had done, but it was worth the time and the effort that I put into it. And I really wanted to do a complete tribute to Lead East. And that's part right there is part of the diorama, which was the wall at Lead East. And it also had the movie theater that they used to have at nighttime. And they used to play the old movies at night. So Lead East was a big part of my life for almost 30 years. And sadly, like I said earlier in the video, our age group is wound down. Now, this was one of the first cars that struck us when we were at Lead East. It was a car out of Rhode Island called Maybelline. And it was just a beautiful construction of what a 50s car would have been like. And a 55 Ford. And I did this model tribute of it. And here's another one. My buddy down at Lead East, I used to talk with him all the time about the Hudsons. When I grew up as a kid, the stock car racing, that was Hudsons. They were the top dog. They were the ones winning the races. And I just loved this Hudson Wasp. And when I redid the model, I made it look like a Wasp. Now, this is one of my favorite cars there. It's called Time Bandit. And this car was just such a perfect representation of what the 50s would have been like to cruise down Main Street, and just a wonderful representation of a 50s roadster. This guy, this family, they were great. They had a little dog they used to have with them, and he used to ride around. This was a V6 hot rod. Now, this is the Gulp. Well, he was the DJ. Oh my, what he did in music, it was amazing. And his cars were set up to have the different jukeboxes in the car, and he could drive around playing the music. It was just incredible. So I did a couple models in tribute to the Gup. And I had given these models to the people at the show just so that they would have them to remember by. Yeah, he had the speakers up on stands, and it was just amazing. He had a Diner Booth style jukebox in the back, and it was something. Now this was Rob and his buddy with the Willies. Rob was in the band Razorbacks. He was the bass player, and he was just a mainstay of Lead East when the Razorbacks played. And these cars always parked next to each other. So I did a tribute to those cars, and it was a lot of fun to recreate these cars and recreate the detail that was in these cars. It was difficult at times to find the parts that I needed to really, make the cars look exactly like the real cars. This Willys was just a beautiful representation of a gassier. Now, later after Fonz died, a lot of his cars were kept and rebuilt and kept in good shape, and some of them have been sold, and I'm not sure where the cars are now, but as far as I know, the cars are still in existence. And it just is a great tribute to Joey to know that his legacy lives on. And Lead East did a tribute by giving out a Fonz Award after he passed away to the guy that they picked that dressed the best in the 50s and was the best representation of the 50s. And one guy I know that was a good friend of mine, he passed away the year after he got the award, and that was sad. But he did get the Fonz Award, and he was just so thrilled. Well, maybe we'll all see you at the Lead East Car Show. It's Labor Day weekend. You have to look it up online under Lead East. All the information is there. It's a wonderful show. And this is the poster for 2006. It's going to be a great show. I hope we can see everybody there.
Woohoo! Yay!
Jesus says, "Beloved child, if you're feeling lost or alone, this message is for you. Today, a gentle whisper of hope will touch your soul. My love is about to wrap you in its warm embrace, and Joe is on its way. Open your heart and welcome it with a smile. This moment of connection isn't by chance, It's a divine appointment. Your season of sorrow is ending as a new chapter of blessings begins. I have ordained happiness for you, my precious one. As you rest tonight, let my love guide your dreams.